I am Tutankhamun. They buried me in gold. They tried to erase my name from history, but they failed, because after 3,000 years, I have returned to tell you the truth about how I really died. I have been alone for longer than your language has remembered how to name time. 3,000 years in darkness so complete that even memory begins to fade. No footsteps, no voices, no prayers spoken in my name. Only the desert, breathing above me, shifting endlessly, covering, uncovering, erasing, forgetting. The world forgot me, not in a single moment, but slowly, patiently, like time itself. First, my voice disappeared. Then, my story. Then, my name. Until I became nothing more than a silence buried beneath stone. And yet, here you are, speaking my name, as if it had never been lost. Looking at my face, as if it had always belonged to eternity. You see gold, you see mystery, you see power, but you do not see me. Not yet. Stay. Do not leave. Because what I am about to tell you is not the story you think you know. It is darker, it is quieter, and it is real. Walk through my eyes, feel the weight I carried. Live through my breath. My name is Tutankhamun. And to understand my death, you must first understand the lie I was born into. But the city of my father was not abandoned by choice. It was abandoned because of fear. Stay with me, because what we found in the sand changed the fate of Egypt forever. They placed the crown on my head when I was 9. 9. A child made into a god. The crown was heavy, cold, unforgiving. It pressed into my skull like the weight of every king before me, and behind me stood the men who truly understood power. I, patient, observant, always thinking, and Horemheb, silent, disciplined, watching everything. They guided me, spoke for me, protected me, and controlled what I would become. Under my name, Egypt began to heal. The old gods returned. Temples reopened. The air filled again with incense and prayer. The people believed again, and belief is what holds a kingdom together. But while Egypt was growing stronger, I was not. You see, a king, but I lived as something else, a body in pain. Every step was effort. Every movement was controlled. My bones were weak. My feet broken in ways you now understand through your science. I leaned on canes, dozens of them, hundreds. You found them in my tomb and called them treasures. They were not treasures. They were survival. I wore gold to hide weakness. I smiled to hide pain. I stood when I wanted to collapse, because a king cannot be seen as fragile, even if he is. Death does not arrive suddenly. It comes quietly, slowly, like a shadow growing longer at sunset. I remember weakness, then silence, then distance, the world moving away from me. Was it an accident, a fall, an illness, or something planned? You will never know, because even I did not. I only remember the end, cold, still, final. They prepared my body, not as a person, but as an object of eternity. They removed what was human and replaced it with preservation, oils, resins, linen, layer after layer, until I disappeared beneath ritual. They sealed me away in a tomb not meant for me, small, cramped, forgotten. And then they erased my name. For 3,000 years, I did not exist until one moment changed everything. A man, a candle, a question, and light entering my darkness. You found gold, but you also found something else. A story, one that refused to stay buried. You called it a curse because you needed fear. But there is no curse, only time, only memory, only truth.